Hey guys, and welcome back to our channel. We are back with another episode of the Challenge All Stars 3. This is episode 6 or 5.
This is 6.
Okay, yes. So this is episode 6. Literally, we were just saying I think this was one of the best episodes they have had so far. It was like there were no like lulls. It was all good drama.
It was straight It was straight to the point, just like I liked it. Like literally, they hit every point. Like, yeah, it was a good episode.
Yes, it was really good. And with this episode, we're coming directly back from the Beth and Yes elimination. And some people in the house are saying how like the house feels less drama now that Beth is gone and all this stuff. Specifically with Kayla saying it, I don't really understand. Kayla has never played the game with Beth before, and I just think sometimes in the challenge we take on they take on other people's like drama. Problems, and I'm like, Kayla, you've never had problems with Beth. You've never played with Beth, so what are we actually talking? Like, you know what I mean? Like, because Veronica is Kayla's friend, she had Veronica's animosity towards Beth. And so, because I was like, I don't understand what your problem with Beth is. So, but yeah, that was
came out of nowhere. It was like Kayla didn't even have justification for it. Like, there was nothing to indicate why you actually had an issue. Because I mean, granted, Beth was a lot, but it was like from what we saw, she didn't do nothing to you.
She didn't do nothing to you. She was only there for a couple days. And literally, this is the first time you have ever met her. Janae has her star, has all of Beth's stars. And Sylvia still has her sabotage from the previous episode. And she kind of jokingly mentioned that she might give the sabotage to Janae. She might give it to Kellyanne. And Kellyanne literally just be in this house minding her business. And they and they come at her every time. And so that's what makes me like not root for the treehouse. They just be having unnecessary drama with people that don't even be drama, like causing the drama. You're the drama.
Am I the drama?
Yes, Kellyanne is walking past, and then Sylvia be like, I don't know what it is about Kellyanne. What? Challenge. TJ asked Sylvia and Brad who they're going to put their sabotages on, and Sylvia originally.
That was Mark.
Mark?
Yeah, Mark.
Oh, you're right. Sorry. I'm just so used to Brad winning. Okay. Okay, so TJ asked Sylvia and Mark who they're going to put their sabotages on. And Sylvia was originally going to put it on Kellyanne because that's the go-to for them, but then she sees that there's a puzzle at the end, and she remembers that Kellyanne always like kind of overreacts under pressure. She can't handle it, and sometimes that causes her to lose. So she's like, I'm gonna put it on Janae because Janae is really good at puzzles, so this will hinder her. And then Mark puts it on MJ because he just asks who wants it, and MJ volunteers. I don't really know why he did that. Maybe he thought he didn't have a chance at all, so that is why he did that.
They're gonna throw it on me anyway, so just give it here. So
I don't know why he volunteered for it.
I mean, it was gonna go to him. It was gonna go to him regardless. So I mean,
I still wouldn't have volunteered. And Mark, it might not have went to him. Mark kind of got a thing against Jordan sometimes, so it could have went to Jordan, really. But I don't, like you said, I don't think it would have made a difference. But MJ got the sabotage and Janae. And everybody's really surprised, including Kellyanne, because Kellyanne was expecting it. I was expecting her to give it to Kellyanne, but I was like, okay, girl, you get a break. So with the challenge, it is like a multi-station challenge, which I really like those. And it's like a purge.
I was gonna say, this is what last challenge need to be as well. Like either a multi-station-esque game, not something that you just,
Yeah, I really like that. And so you get purged at each station if you don't make it. So the first station, they have to, like a scratch off, they have to scratch off a board and find a combination, like for a 4-digit combination somewhere on the board. And then you're supposed to take that combination and go and put it in a lock to get your oars for your boat. The last two people to complete that are automatically eliminated from that stage. And so with this first stage, Janae, because she has sabotage, and MJ, they have two numbers to scratch off. I think that's a pretty lame sabotage because I don't feel like it was that hard. And Janae wasn't even one of the last people to complete it. I thought it was a very easy sabotage. It really, frankly, if they would have gave Kellyanne that sabotage, I don't think it would have mattered. Like, and you know, like everybody's like, hindsight, we should have gave Kellyanne the sabotage. It really wouldn't have mattered. It really wouldn't have.
I feel like even if they gave her, like Kellyanne said, she paddleboards for fun. Like, even if she, but I feel like they try to give a misdirect as well. When she first started, she was like, oh, I can't get a good scratch, you know, da 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 da. But then again, killed it like the rest of the way. So yeah, Veronica was one of the first people to get to her orb, but she forgot the code, so she had to go back because she was entering it backwards. But her and Sylvia were the first one out. Naya, Janae, and the rest of the ladies are going towards their paddles, which was the next part of the game. They had to take their oar, paddleboard to a platform in the middle of the sea because the challenge loved the sea. And then from there, roll back to the island. Naya was the first one, but she couldn't get the hang of the paddleboard, and Kellyanne swooped in and became the first lady to get to the puzzle piece.
Yeah, nobody really knew how to paddleboard, so pretty much everybody was stuck in the water for a really long time, except for Kellyanne, because she was able to, she knew how to guide the paddleboard, grab her puzzle pieces, and keep it moving. No one else really knew how to do that, so that's why I say it doesn't really matter if they would have gave her that second combination, because it really wouldn't have mattered.
Yeah, she would have been time in that paddleboard either way it went.
Yeah. So once they're in the water, once they're in the water and they're on their way back, Kellyanne's the first person, like you said, to make it to her puzzle, and everybody makes it. So only 3 people will be making it to the puzzle for the final round, and the other 2 will be eliminated. So in the water, Kayla and Naya are eliminated after that. So Kellyanne, Ronnie, and Janae are at their puzzle. Mind you, the 2 people who would have been considered for the sabotage are at the puzzle. So, so they have to build a tower. It's like a puzzle, and each different pieces are different lengths, and so they have to build even level 3-tier tower. Kellyanne is doing really well. All of them are doing pretty.
I just want you to go back to what you said, that 2 people that was considered for the sabotage. Mind you, that one of the person got the sabotage, you have to end the final 3.
Yeah. Didn't matter. But yeah, so they have to build a 3-tier, even leveled tower, and the pieces for each tier are different sizes, so they just have to make sure they match up and put that together, and have all 3 layers done. Whoever finishes first wins. Kellyanne is doing really well. All of them are doing really well, but Kellyanne gets to the very top and she is almost finished, and a gust of wind comes through and blows her stack down. And you know, everybody's like, she's gonna overreact, but she didn't. She held her composure and she started to start over. But everybody else, Janae and Ronnie, were almost finished. I would like to say I like seeing Wes like cheering Kellyanne on from the sidelines. I really like that, because I told you I felt like they were like cool in the house a couple weeks ago. That if her and Kendall would have joined forces with Wes, it would have been more of a strategy for them.
Well, I wouldn't go that far, but they are choreographed. What I didn't like though is how they was trying to perpetrate this narrative that Ronnie has to win for them. Like it was like, you know, Ronnie doesn't perform well and she never been in power, so hopefully she get a win for us. Like, no, she's getting a win for her.
Yeah.
And she will look out for y'all, but it's not for y'all.
Yeah, but Veronica said that like Ronnie, hopefully Ronnie could win because we've been carrying her through. I'm like, Veronica, I think you were doing maybe once, maybe. Like it's too much. Like it's too much acting like Ronnie don't do nothing and you all do everything. Like half of the wins the Treehouse has gotten have been like because we all teamed up on somebody and we won. You just happen to be one of the ones that we have chosen to win that week. So don't come around acting like you just some superior competitor to Ronnie. I was like, okay. But Ronnie was almost finished with her. So I was like, Kellyanne has no chance. And Jonna was almost at the top too. But Ronnie had a piece that she could not see. I don't know. She didn't even look down. I think
I
she
don't know how she was missing that. I feel like subconsciously she didn't want to win. I feel like she's like, I need to get rid of the Treehouse before they get rid of me. So let me just, because there's no way I don't believe she did not see that piece. Like, there's no way she did not see that green piece.
Yeah, it was right there. And I don't know how she couldn't have seen it. And the camera kept showing it and she didn't see it. But I do like that the people, the crowd of other competitors were behind her. So they could not see it. And because they obviously would have told her.
But I feel like it was even moving around because Jordan and Wes was telling her like Kellyanne and stuff is not even.
They were like, they had to have a perimeter because they weren't able to get too close. Even Wes wasn't right next to Kellyanne, but he did move away from the group. So I guess people could have left the group, but they didn't.
That's what I said. Like, there's no way.
In the time that Ronnie kept trying to figure out why her puzzle wasn't working because she was missing the one piece, and Jonna was still trying to figure out the puzzle. I'm very surprised by that. Kellyanne was able to rebuild her whole puzzle from complete destruction and win the challenge. She won that challenge coming like literally from way behind. So Kellyanne won, and Sylvia was just, I don't know, they're just so upset there. And so she's very excited because literally she's fighting for her life in here. She don't have nobody. And she says, so she's like really happy. She's like, yes, I did it. And Sylvia says to Kayla, I think maybe, she said, if I ever celebrate like that, shoot me or something like that. And Naya heard her, and Naya don't like that. And I mean, I just think it's so interesting when people like win or come up from behind. The people who were in power take it as an offense to them. Like, I'm like, what is happening? Like, what are you talking about?
To win. It's like, you did not want me to celebrate. Like, if I didn't win, I was going to be going into elimination. Like, why am I not happy? Like, I literally been fighting, like you said, since I got here, and I can't celebrate.
Like, what did you expect her to do? It's not like she went up to you and like, yes, suck it. She didn't say anything like that. So it was reasonable. Down to the boys. So the boys did the same challenge. And with this challenge, MJ, I think, might have been out immediately. I think he might have been out immediately.
He got out at the oars.
Okay. You can recap this one because I don't remember the boys that
I don't remember either. I just know that theirs was basically it was between Jordan, Brad, and Derek. Derek was at the puzzle. He flopped, and Brad was immediately Brad knew the puzzle before it even began. So literally, it was over. It was over before he even started.
Brad did it so quick. He was in this. Everybody was like, well, I don't even. Somebody said in their confessional, did Brad know the puzzle already? He just put the pieces together. Brad is just amazing in this whole challenge. Like, seriously, like they all worried about Jordan and everybody else. I'm confused at this point. You need to be worried about.
But I can say, if you look at like when they first started, Jordan was like in the lead. Like him, Brad, and I think it was Wes.
But I mean, as an overall, they need to be looking at who winning every challenge, and it's Brad. I mean
the challenge don't really matter. It's the final. Like literally, everything up to the challenge really doesn't matter. It's how you perform in that final.
Brad came ready. Okay, they need to put Brad back in the main season. Okay, because he is showing y'all that he is not. Put him back in the main season. Back in the house, Naya tells Kellyanne what Sylvia said, and which helps to paint target on Sylvia's back, but it was a target that was already there, like, because why wouldn't it be? And then later on, Sylvia tried to have a conversation with Kellyanne, like, let's sit here and talk about our options for who you should put in. And I was like, there's no you. Why? Like, why even play these games? Like,
I would have threw Kayla under the bus to save me, or threw Veronica under the bus. Like, cause Sylvia, like I get that those your friends, but you knew, like you said, you threw the sabotage on her. You said you tried to make it seem like you only did it once, and I never voted you for elimination. That's because Kendall was first, and then Kellyanne was second. Like, if you would have won, it would have been a whole different story. Like, there would have been no thought, no hesitation. It would have been Kellyanne, straightforward. So, like, I would have been like, throw Kayla under the bus. I would even like throw Ronnie, throw Veronica, throw somebody in the treehouse, and I'll make sure I protect you.
This conversation because she's like, I didn't put the sabotage on you, but that's because you thought I wouldn't be good at the puzzle. It wasn't because you were helping me. Like, what are we talking about? You literally would have authority meeting between, because now it's only two people in authority, one male and one female, Brad and Kellyanne. So they literally start talking, and then Brad's like, how do you want to do this? And he says, like, if you want to choose the woman that goes in, then I should be able to choose the man that goes in 50-50 and our people be safe. But I was just like, this conversation seems unnecessary because I feel like that was what's been happening anyway. You know what I mean? Like, Brad, you don't care about what woman goes in, and Kellyanne, you don't care about what man goes in.
Yeah. So Kellyanne was open to having a discussion like, I'm not going to interrupt your game, but if it makes sense for both of us, then yeah. I mean, either way it goes, it would have been like, either way it goes, it would still be the same, but it was like, if you're going to vote for the woman, then I need to vote for the man. Like, no, that's not how,
So the whole time that we are in, like, we're getting ready to go to elimination, and when they get to elimination, Sylvia has an idea that she is going to call Janae down because that's I don't know when Janae became like a kind of like target like that. That would automatically be the choice, but that's who she was planning on taking down there. Sylvia gets to pick who she's going down, and like I said, she was going to pick Janae, but because it's a puzzle, she says she thinks Janae might be good at it, and she feels like Nia hasn't really done much in this challenge to like impress her. And I can agree, Nia's been pretty much like behind the scenes. She hasn't been winning any competitions. So she calls Nia down instead, which to me, I thought would have been the choice anyway. I wouldn't have even considered Janae, but she.
I feel like Janae was the obvious choice regardless.
You think Janae was the obvious choice?
Yeah, she's the biggest threat.
Yeah, and that's why I don't want myself to go against her.
But Janae is a threat, but she's not a threat at the same time.
No, anybody that's a threat, save it for if you in the treehouse want to take her on, you take her on. On my chance, I'm taking the person I consider the easier. I'm not taking the threat.
Like if it was a physical thing, like Sylvia would have beat Janae.
Chooses Nia to come down, and MJ chooses Derek. Derek is also surprised. I'm not sure who they thought Derek was going to pick. I'm not sorry. I'm not sure who they thought that MJ was going to pick. Maybe they thought Nehemiah. I'm not really sure who they thought he was going to pick. They picked Derek, and everybody seemed surprised. Derek seemed surprised, but I was surprised why they were surprised.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. I'm not sure what they didn't understand. Like, it was a puzzle. Why not call Derek? Like,
who was supposed to call? I mean, maybe they thought Nehemiah.
Derek is known to be bad at puzzles, so why wouldn't I choose him? Like, that just talk about you took the easy way out. Like, yeah. I'm not trying to get eliminated. I got money to win.
Yeah, exactly. I hate when they say that.
So the name of the game is Starstruck. The players must maneuver a pole with 3 stars shaped holes on the vertical maze type of thing. So they basically move through the puzzle. Each of the holes releases another star. So eventually they will have to take the whole pole out of the maze and then shoot a ball into the hole underneath the maze from a distance.
Nia and Sylvia, once they go, they both pretty much, no one goes too fast through the maze, but Nia is able to go faster than Sylvia at one point, and she gets her stick out first. And literally it happened so fast because once she got her stick out, she was able to aim and shoot the ball into the hole in one go, and it was over for Sylvia after that.
When Nia won, when I tell you I screamed, I was like, so that's my girl.
I
That's
was so happy.
my girl. Like I was excited that Naya won because I was a little scared. She had me sweating for a little bit. But I knew Naya, like once Jordan started helping her, like Naya, this is what you do. Come on, go up, come all the way down. She was calm. And yeah, that's my girl.
Derek goes faster than MJ. He was getting the hang of it faster, and then so he is able to get his pole out of the maze faster. But once he starts shooting, he cannot. He has to take. So he was taking so many shots, and he kept missing the hole. And
In the
so
words, in the words of Brad, he was creating divots. You can't shoot the ball when you create divots.
yeah, he
There's
was
so
creating
many
like
divots.
divots in front of the hole, so the ball wouldn't go straight to the target. It will like bounce. It might go this way because he had to keep going to get the ball, creating more divots in the ground. So I think I was like, MJ's gonna be able to catch up, and he might get it in one go if
Once the
Brad.
music started playing, I knew Derek was about to get it.
Yeah, and so finally, after maybe like I don't know 10 tries, Derek finally got the ball to go in. He was so happy. He runs around celebrating. He's like, "Give me them stars, give me them stars." And
That
he's
made
a
me
little bit
like, I was like, I had the biggest eye roll. I was like, why are you doing this? Like,
it was a lot. He was like, "You
like
called me down here. You called me down." I was like, "You guys, who was he supposed to call?" They're always like, "You, how dare you call me down here? Give me the star." Who do you think should have been called? Naya and Derek are the winners, and so MJ and Sylvia are going home. Janae seems really upset. She's looks really sad because now that's her number one. He's leaving, and Kayla looks sad too. She didn't say anything. And then as they're leaving, MJ says, Brad is not personal. And then Sylvia says, Kellyanne, it is personal. And I'm like, why is it personal? I don't understand. Why do you think it's personal that she chose you? You are making it personal. Kellyanne is out here trying to survive. I'm trying to get the people out who are trying to get me out. It's not personal. It's so weird when people that are on top end up losing, then it's personal. I don't understand that.
This episode left a bad taste in my mouth for Sylvia and Derek. Like, I just didn't like the way Derek ended his, like, yeah, you won, you can celebrate, but it's just certain, like, that was just tacky. Like, calm down. You act like you never won one of these before. You act like it was a big, like, I see if it was like Sylvia and Kellyanne, then they could probably do like a little bit more. But it's like, calm down. But yeah.
Hoping that Kellyanne can keep up her momentum because now she has a sabotage. And next week it'll go to Kayla because that's who it should go to. So yeah, so we'll see what happens next week. I'm excited for trivia. It looks good. But yeah, it was a really good episode.
It was. I did thoroughly enjoy this episode. So in our fantasy draft, we have Gigi still in third place, holding it down.
People.
You said what?
There? Who was there? Yes.
Yeah. So you got yeah. So you got 4 people now. You have Janae, Naya, Mark, and Ronnie. As far as this week's episode, your big hitters were Naya. She got you 20 confessional points, 14 comp points, and then yeah, she's your only hitter for this week. So next we have Savon, who's not here today, but he has 613 points. He lost 2 players, so he's down to 3. His big hitters, I think he didn't even have a big hit. I think he literally got negative 30 for MJ because he literally was he got negative 30 comp point.
He got lost 2 people and he's still ahead of me.
These backwards, but yeah, he got negative 30 comp points and then 22 confessional points, but he's still ahead of you because he also got 25 comp points from Derek K.
Oh, because Derek won. Okay.
Yeah. And then next we have me with 679 points. I still have my faithful
You be
four.
cheating. You be cheating.
I'll be cheating. And then for my team, my comp points mainly came from Kellyanne and Brad with 30 each. So
Okay.
woot, 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 woot.
Do I? Who are the guys on my team? Would I have Mark?
You just have Mark left, yeah.
Okay. Okay. But yeah, so that is our review and recap of this episode of the Challenge All Stars. Like I said, I think maybe it was the best episode so far this season. So I'm looking forward to next week and trivia challenge. So you have any final words or thoughts?
I don't, but make sure you guys like, share, and subscribe, and leave a comment down below.
Okay. Yes. And we'll see you on our next one. Peace.